What up, Buzz? You tapped in? Okay, Goose, you tapped in too? All right, Chicago, y'all tapped in? All right, boys, let's crack 'em. Feel like Mike in the fourth with the ball in my hands and I'm taking a shot. I'm the king in the madhouse on Madison, whether I make it or not. Now the crowd going crazy, they watching the play and I'm watching the clock. Got my shot in the air and the buzzer go off and I'm watching it drop. This team did things, MJ shot City 6 rings. D-Rose too big, too fast, too strong, history. And we good on that, put Jilla on the track and we good on wax. 3, 2, 1, everybody say Bulls on tap, Bulls on tap. Our city pretty and gritty, Benny the bull in the crowd getting hyper and litty. Me, I'm so drippy, it's slippery, nothing offends me. Banners on banners, we winners. We got the stats in the news, go and subscribe. Hang out with Buzzy and Goose, tapping with us, we the truth. Jilla just murdered the booth.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Bulls on Tap. I am your boy Buzz. I'm joined by my dude Goose, and we're here after a victory. The Bulls won. The Bulls won one. We beat the Milwaukee Bucks 120-113. Before we get into this one, be sure to go on TapSportsNet.com for all your Chicago sports literature and podcasting needs. Following us on X. Most importantly, following the Bulls on Tap Twitter account, X account, whatever. On X, we're so close to 2,000 followers. I think it's at 1.9K. We could be like 99 away, but you know what? We're almost there. So let's get us up to 2K. Go to the YouTube, subscribe to the YouTube channel. I want that at 2K too. We're trying our best. If you don't do it, whatever. But that's shitty. So you should feel bad about it. Dude, we got to talk about it. We're laughing. We're laughing.
For subscribers. I like it. Yeah.
I mean, dude, I get to go to Gibson's. I don't even know what that is. Tony Marchese just called me. You know, Tony on Tap. Everybody loves Tony on Tap. He called me and he said, you know, you get to go to Gibson's. Burke told me I get to go to Gibson's, and I wanted to seem cool. So I was like, oh, cool, man. What's Gibson's? He's like, it's a steakhouse in Chicago. I'm like,
I actually know what that is. And
do you really?
Yeah. No, it's like the one place that my dad would rave about going like once every 3 years because it is expensive as hell.
Oh, good. Burke's taking me and get me a steak, I guess.
Okay. All
right.
We
had a little text thing. You want to see if I can add you in there? We could split a T-bone.
I mean, sure. Why not?
Cool, man. Fucking A right. All right. So come on. Let's unpack it because we get to laugh today and we get to smile. No DeMar DeRozan, no Zach LaVine, no problem. I titled it that. You read my mind before the show started. Initial thoughts when you saw that both of those guys were out tonight?
Oddly excited. You know, it's almost like getting a peek behind the curtain of what we might be able to see once the decisions that need to be made and are long overdue are finally made with this continuity era roster. I was excited to watch the game. The Bulls players seemed excited to play the game. Anybody who played tonight, not named Julian Phillips and Dalen Terry, scored over 10 points. Kind of crazy to see the difference in just style of play when you don't have two guys that need 20, 25 shots a game each, and kind of just dictate everything that happens on the offensive end. I don't know. Team felt like they just seemed a little bit more relieved to not have that drama on the floor. My favorite part of the game, despite the win, and a lot of fun moments from Kobe and a few from Patton there. Zach LaVine kind of like just hovering around the huddle towards the end of the game, like as they're winning, just very kind of weird to me because it's like, you know, A, you should probably be playing, and B, now you're not playing and your team is beating one of the best teams in the league without you and DeMar out there. So it's just a very bizarre situation to see him in street clothes, hovering around the outside of the huddle, trying to be engaged with his team, but nobody really seeing me.
I thought they came out fucking quick. I thought they came out with heart, pace, and space. We saw Billy Donovan's offense run. We saw Nikola Vucevic have a huge game and be relied on. So the washed comments, hey, it was one game. So we're going to pump the brakes on all the bullshit. But he did very, very well, and it was awesome to see that. He facilitated the ball. He has 29 points, 10 boards, 6 assists. Ayo Dosunmu, he started the game off hot at the Bulls' first 5 points tonight. He goes 6 for 8. I wish he would take a little it's his first game starting in a while, but I wish he would have taken a little bit more shots. I felt like he had the opportunity to do so at a couple points, but not to say that he did anything bad, because 14 points, 6 assists, 4 steals, Goose, 4 steals to add 6 rebounds to that for Ayo Dosunmu tonight. So he played a very big game. The offense, it didn't look like anybody was thinking, and that's like the best way I can explain it. And like it did. And what I mean by that is not like they weren't dialed into whatever the game plan or any of that shit.
It's that all don't aim, just throw, don't think, just play.
Like, that was
when it's coming natural and you're not having to think or overthink things, it tends to look a lot better. Yeah,
that was how I felt they came out, man. I felt like they just went out there and hooped, and they didn't have to worry about what you pointed out at the beginning of the show to make sure this guy gets his touches and this guy get his touches. Listen, I think that Zach LaVine is a good basketball player. I think DeMar DeRozan is a good basketball player. I really do. Them together, without an elite level point guard, at least for 35 games, we thought they were very good together. Ever since then, it's been under 500 basketball. And I think tonight, those young guys came out and showed them that you probably don't trust us. You take all these shots that are, ill-advised against the shot clock because we all have to stand here while you create. Well, this is what we can do when you're not in. And how seriously they all took it. This is a big game. Kobe White played fucking 45 minutes, hit so many big shots. Caruso, huge game, ties it at the end of the game with the buzzer beater. Andre Drummond, Stacey King was calling for him. Oh, you got to play more. He's got to play more. But in the 13 minutes he did play, Goose, he made it fucking count. 10 points, 14 rebounds. We have not been seeing, Goose, we have not been seeing the
ball. No, we won the rebound advantage.
Yes. We won the rebounding 51-43 tonight, brother. We don't see this kind of shit. The team was moving quick. They were diving for the ball. There was a new feel to it. And if anybody tells me now, and I don't care what they say, Zach and DeMar, whatever one it is, or if it's both, it's an issue. That was a new team. That was a new team. No. And that's not a championship team. That was just a bunch of guys that went out there and wanted to win a fucking game and show you that they could do it. And they did.
Caruso and the kids came to play today, and it was a lot more enjoyable brand of basketball than we have been watching, which has just been a team disengaged, really uninterested, not out there playing for each other. And hopefully it wasn't a one-game fluke. I'll be honest, I'm obviously still riding the tank train. I was kind of happy.
Motherfucker, me too.
I was kind of happy to see the Bucks take the lead at the end there until Caruso hit the game-winning shot, and then I was like, all right, I am a Bulls fan. I can't.
When Caruso drained it, I'm like, they got to win now.
Fucking hyped for that.
Yeah.
So then going into OT, the Bulls kind of just rode the momentum of that shot and didn't let their foot off the gas. And, it definitely feels good to win with the way that the season is going, the fashion in which they won, being without their two best players who are both seemingly on the trade block to some degree. So let's see what this team can continue to do. But in a night where Kobe and Pat were my main focus, and obviously Vooch stood out more than anybody, I saw what I wanted to see. Kobe and Pat closed this game in that fourth quarter and into overtime in a very good fashion for guys who haven't gotten that opportunity very much in their time here in Chicago.
We're all fucking so impressed by Pat, man. I mean, Twitter's dunking, right? Like, look at that fiery dunk at the end of the game. Everybody's fucking fired up 6 for 14. He had 12 points. He's -7 in the fucking box score. He's outplayed by pretty much, I don't know, anybody who got, just as many minutes as he did. So, good. Yeah, he did some good. I like Julian Phillips too. I think he did some good. I'm not tied to Pat or anything. I'm gonna throw that shot out there because there's a lot of shit talking that I just think is funny. So I'm just throwing it out there to everybody because I can tell they weren't watching the box score. They were just watching their little highlights and making it all up in their head that he's a superstar. So no, I wouldn't do that. But I was gonna send you. Hang on.
That fader in the clutch was big, homie.
So was the oop. He had some moments. I'm not taking away his moments, but he was still 6 for 14. He still had 2 rebounds.
All right, the 2 rebounds, fair.
Okay, that's all fair. I only speak the truth, my brother. That's all. That's all I do.
And he was a -7. That's
-7. Minus -7.
Minus -7. That would be +7.
Right. I was gonna make a GIF, but I got lazy, and I was gonna put Vooch on the tank, and then I was gonna send it to you as the new tank commander because me and Berkland were talking about this the other day. He goes, "Who's the new tank commander?" I'm like, Dalen Terry. Of course he is. And then tonight I'm like, wait, we talked about this. If we go into a rebuild, and I wish I could find the episode, and I'm not going to make Brian do it, but if Brian did do it, that'd be awesome. But like when we talked about if they do rebuild, I'd rather have them rebuild around Vooch than anybody else. And
we made jokes about that like all last season.
Yeah, all last season we kept saying
the whole second half of the season was blow it up and build around Vooch.
We've got the tank commander, man. We've got him. We got Vooch there. We got Dalen Terry to be the hype man on the side, and we got Kobe White, who is finding some of his rookie year magic.
No, I mean, and at this point, I hope Pat continues to play the way that he does, because his trade value is so shit that they're not going to move him unless it's attached to LaVine or DeMar, and it significantly increases the value that they get back. So I hope he kind of continues to struggle and has to take a Kobe White-esque contract, which isn't a you proved it to me yet, you still got a lot to prove kind of deal. And then in his fifth year, he hits his his ascension into Kawhi Leonard Jr. hood.
Oh my gosh. You just said that to hurt me. I'm just gonna ignore that because it's a good show.
It's okay, but the serious part of that was I do hope Pat, gets opportunity, finds some success to finish this season, and still doesn't do that great, and he gets a more team-friendly contract on the Kobe side of things, and then we get to see Pat blossom in a rebuilding scenario attached to a 3 to 4 year deal. Where he's on a team-friendly contract. That would be ideal for me.
It's very beautiful if you want to bring him back like that.
Buzz, at this point, if we get the rebuild we want, giving up on him for a second-round pick or a first-round pick that is going to turn into a second-round pick, you're better off just paying.
Just fucking keeping him. Yeah, you're not.
I've got PTSD from the Lowry situation, and obviously the way we talked about Lowry on this show. Before he got moved, obviously those last few Jimmy B seasons were a little rough, but the hopes were always a lot higher for Lowry. So seeing that play out the way it did doesn't surprise me as much. But PTSD mixed with the fact that I don't really give a shit about second round picks, I would rather hold on to Patrick Williams and see if he can be the best sixth man in the world at some point in his career.
I mean, I'm fine with running this lineup the rest of the year. Because I had the most fun even though Pat was in it, I had the most fun watching it.
Even though Pat was in.
I'm just trolling at this point now. Like I'm just trolling. But like I said, the energy was really good. I like Javon Carter off the bench tonight too. I thought he built some really good defense and energy on Dame Lillard, which kind of frustrated him at some points.
I think Dame had 1 point in the second half through overtime.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he did. He finished 7 for 6. I don't think he did either. He's 7 for 16.
He literally had 1 point. Obviously,
it was just 1 point.
Game. Yes, 1 point in the second half, all the way through.
Middleton only had 9.
Sweetie, I'm doing a podcast.
3 of 10. Who's coming in there? Someone messing with you, dude?
Yeah, a little bit.
They need to be dealt with.
No, they're good.
Oh, okay, cool, man. Because my cat jumps up on the table all the time. I'm like, knock that thing out. I'm not kidding. I would never do that. I love my cat. It's a nice cat.
What happened to Boo? Boo used to
he's right there
every night, and now that has officially stopped.
Yeah, no, he's literally right there right now. I got a couch down here now. I don't know if you can see it. It's so damn dark down here. You see him right there in the corner over there?
Oh, okay. So you gave him a new happy home. So he's still messing with the stuff.
Yeah, he's just chilling, dude.
Okay.
Boo's just hanging out. The fuck were we talking about? About how we won?
Yeah, awesome. About how we won. How you
Javon Carter being awesome.
Javon Carter being awesome. Dame Lillard not doing much in the second half of this game at all. And the Bulls stealing a win against a good team in a season that, at this point, we thought didn't mean much, but they actually found a way to bring me excitement. So I'm happy about that.
Yeah, I'm happy about that too. So next game up, dude, is going to be against the Pelicans, and Zion Williamson, don't know if you've seen this. He's on a fucking tear right now. So bring that same energy to the United Center on Saturday. And
the Pelicans aren't going to trade out Zion for Zach LaVine.
Oh no. God, I tried to speak it into existence, but I don't think that's going to happen now. No. I also don't know if you saw this. They did add the 2 games in between December 15th now that we've been eliminated from the play-in. So we'll be taking on the Charlotte Hornets on Wednesday, December 6th. And then we'll be taking on the San Antonio Spurs December 8th in San Antonio before the schedule gets a lot tougher, where we face Milwaukee, Denver, and Miami twice, then followed by Philly and the Lakers. So schedule gets pretty tough there. Besides that, Charlotte has lost.
To be fair, there isn't any part of the schedule this year that doesn't look tough the way this team's been playing.
100%. But I mean, I meant tough teams, I guess. But Charlotte lost Lonzo, and San Antonio has been very.
LaMelo.
What did I say?
We lost Lonzo.
Oh, we lost.
Charlotte
Yeah,
LaMelo.
they all start with L's. It's all fucking. It all gets me. I do the same thing to my kids.
Everybody lost their balls.
Yeah, everybody lost their balls. The balls are all fucking out of the league right now. They're hurt. And then the third one, I don't know what happened to that one.
The balls, they just dropped.
They're gone, dude. And then you have San Antonio, who's 3-15 after that. So 2 very winnable games for the Bulls that we do here on this show. We'd like to admit it and be upfront with everybody right away. We are for the tank. Just letting everybody know real quick, dude. Just want to throw it out there. I gotta, that's what we're here for.
I'm surprised to see the Spurs kind of sputtering the way they are. Obviously, I get it. You're coming off of a season where you were obviously bad enough to get the number 1 overall pick in the draft. And generally the first seasons in the league aren't really winning seasons for even the most elite prospects, but kind of expected them to not lose 12 games in a row.
Yeah, well, I actually
got the best prospect in the world and one of the best coaches to ever do it, and you've lost 12 games in a row. That's just.
Well, I mean, they're not getting a lot besides from Wembanyama. I mean, Vassell. He's been okay this year, but I don't think he's been.
So the Spurs should trade for Zach LaVine.
Oh, 100%. They did my 2K, dude. I wonder if I could pull that up at the same time that I'm on the freaking computer.
Hey, Pop's coached Zach in the Olympics. And
yeah, but Pop's not a moron though, so he's not going to give us a fucking first-round unprotected pick.
I like Devin Vassell. I like Keldon Johnson.
I like those guys, but I like the pick too. I told you I have a plan. Isaiah Collier and Cooper Flagg.
Yeah, that's a great plan.
Thank you. I'm speaking it into existence.
Any first the Spurs send us is probably going to be protected.
This is bullshit.
They're on a 12-game losing streak.
I'm sick of these protections on picks, dude. I like it's ignorant. It's ignorant. All right. Like, I don't want to ever hear again that I got a first-round pick, but it's top 10 protected. Like, okay, so I don't have shit.
No. After this whole Portland pick situation, when you've got a pick from a team that has Damian Lillard on their team, you feel pretty safe that pick's probably going to convey outside of the lottery.
Yeah.
And it didn't.
No, it didn't. No. It did not. Speaking of Portland, have you watched Scoot Henderson? He came back tonight.
No.
He threw up a brick so bad I thought the backboard broke.
Okay.
Yeah, he looks rough, dude. He looks rough. I was watching earlier. They were playing the Cavs. Cavs look good. Cavs look very good. A lot better than the Bulls. But I think the Bulls tonight would have beat them. How many times you screamed Kobe tonight?
A few.
Yeah. Over under 5.
Well, I have always enjoyed watching Kobe White play basketball. Now that he's, at least in this scenario, with Zach and DeMar out, kind of your go-to initiator and shot creator. There's not many things that dude can't do with the ball. And as his handles continue to improve, he gets even more dangerous with that speed.
I agree. We got Xavier Garcia in the comments. Drummond led in free throws tonight. Hey, man, I should have brought that up. Thank you. How many free throws the Bulls have? They had 22. And
Drummond had 8 of them.
Milwaukee had 13, and Giannis had 4.
Wow. And one of those was the intentional foul at the end of regulation.
Wow, man. Yeah, see, it's always fun to go and look back at the stats.
That is very bizarre. On a night where the Bulls don't have DeMar or Zach, they take more free throws than the Milwaukee Bucks with Giannis and Dame. I would not have put money on that.
That was not on my bingo card.
Neither was us winning the rebound battle. So I guess when it comes to the Bulls, bet on the unexpected.
So DeRozan, we know his ankle's tweaked, right? We saw that happen live in a living color. Zach LaVine, what's up?
Did you not see my joking tweet earlier?
I retweeted like 2 of your tweets, but
Okay. Well, there was one that had Zach, Caruso, and DeMar all listed as, questionable. And it was Zach's right foot, and it was DeMar's left ankle and Caruso's left foot. And I was like, well, the guys with right foot injuries have to go first. The guys with left foot injuries are stuck in Bulls hell a little while longer.
Right on.
That's the signal we're sending to the league.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're doing. I think he's full of shit, and I think they're working on this trade.
Yeah.
I'm telling you now, if I'm Arturas Karnisovas, and I'd still want to be him because he's rich, but I would not play. I would not pay him.
And he's in control of your favorite sports.
100%. I would not play Zach LaVine for the rest of the season, or for the rest of until we trade him. Is what I mean. I would not.
God, I'm just hoping.
And people are like, "Oh, you can get in trouble for that." He's got right foot soreness.
He's got right
foot. I can linger this shit out, dude. You know?
Yeah, no. I mean, I don't think Zach should play. You're risking an injury. It's clear that both sides want this to go the other way. He's telling other teams, calling about other players to fuck off for the time being, that he's got to prioritize the Zach LaVine trade, and he wants to see what his roster looks like after that.
Do you think he's going to keep Caruso, the biggest trade chip probably in the on the contract? Do you think he's going to keep him? Because I'm sitting here thinking too, I can't play him either. There's 3 times I thought he died tonight, and I was just like, I can't handle this shit.
See, but I can't imagine what the conversation is like trying to tell Alex Caruso that
you
can't play a basketball game.
No, you can't. He'll suit up and just go out there anyway.
You've got to lock that guy up in his locker and just tell him that he's not allowed on the floor, because he'll run out there in street clothes. So
I wonder if my prediction was right, Goose. I wonder if that was his last, that fucking, what was it, 1 for 9 performance for 2 points or some shit? I wonder if that was Zach LaVine's last. It's probably not, but
it's probably not. I mean,
that'd be super cool though.
We went there a couple of shows before too.
Did we?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I wanted it to be.
The first time that he sat out, we went there.
Oh, I wanted it to be.
So maybe it is the case though. Maybe we are just right on the verge of the trade, and then it doesn't happen, and then they're like, okay, now you better sit. It's still close to being done, but we don't know. So
they need to call Detroit.
They need to call anybody that isn't the Lakers. The
because
fact that
we need to fleece someone stupid, because I think the league is like, oh wow, he can score the ball a little bit, but he's a diva, and that's what it is. And I know people don't like to hear that, but that's what it is.
And the Lakers situation, really having to wait until January 15th to make a deal for Zach, with all of their freshly signed players being the ones that they need to match salaries to acquire him. I'm really hoping AK in this next month and a half can figure something out that is not Rui Hachimura and Austin Reeves, because if the media spin into building Austin Reeves into this all-star caliber player results in him being traded to my team for our once all-star, I will cry. And that's not even because I think Austin Reeves is a bad basketball player. I'm not ignorant to that level. I think Rui and Reeves are both fine players. But as I put on Twitter today, I think that trade would be the equivalent of a Torrey Craig and Javon Carter offseason. And when you're trading your max player, the guy that's supposed to be your best player, if you make me feel like I just had a Torrey Craig, Javon Carter offseason after the trade, there's going to be a riot.
Let me ask you about this trade that Keith Smith.
I liked all of his trades.
Oh, you did? So you saw the trade?
Read them off for the people, yes.
Well, I was just going to give you trade too.
Is that the one where we get Benedict Mathurin?
Yes, it is.
Because
around a package with LaVine.
Yeah, that's the one that I like the most.
Do you do that immediately?
Yes.
That's okay. Yeah, I do immediately. That's a pretty. I mean, I feel like that is very unlikely.
I don't think you're going to get a player on a rookie contract with more potential or better now than Benedict Mathurin is.
Well, the only reason I don't think Keith is and just go with me here for a minute. The only reason I don't think he's super off base is because, I mean, listen, where did LaVine? It's such a small fucking sample size, but where did he excel the most? When he was next to an elite level point guard.
Well, no, I mean, Halliburton minus the defensive prowess of Lonzo is probably the closest thing that you have there. You just had Paul Pierce on KG's podcast saying that he thinks Halliburton might be the best combination of passing and shooting that he's ever seen in a player. And obviously that's him getting hyperbolic, but he's not too far off in that statement in terms of just those two skills individually. There is not really too many people that we've seen in this league that can do both.
Yeah.
It would allow Zach to play off ball. And I don't know. I think Zach's a good fit over there. And the irony there is we could have had Halliburton with Zach, and you wouldn't have had to even pick up Lonzo.
Yeah, but like you said, I mean, I wonder if Indiana has a chance here to build a little decent core. And again, if they keep Mathurin, I think he's going to be fantastic. I mean, he's still getting better. It just is like, when do you want to compete? But to your point though, is Zach better than Mathurin? I don't know. I mean, he could score better, no doubt.
Indy's already better. I think Indy's already the highest scoring team in the league.
Yeah.
At this point of the season.
That's true.
So you swap out Zach for Mathurin, and I'm sure that probably goes up even more. I think a core of Hallie, Zach, Miles Turner would definitely be a good show.
I think so. I agree with that. That would be fun. I mean, for them, I'd be happy to get Zach out here, and then he'd ultimately not be great over there, because I just think Indiana always crashes and burns. They're an essential division. There's a big there to Indiana fans. So that's what we do here. We talk shit to other fans. We don't do that. I just did it now. But I want that trade. Give me Mathurin. So that's the one I wanted out of the list.
Give me Mathurin, and then I saw an Okoro trade in there somewhere.
Yeah, here, let me pull it back up. Yeah, there was but the Okoro, who was the Okoro trade for?
I think that one might have been around Vooch.
Was it really?
No, that one wasn't Vooch.
No. Oh, Vooch. Oh, yeah, I got it. So trade one, Zubac from the Clippers, Russ, and Amir Coffey for Nikola Vucevic and Terry Taylor. So that's the first hypothetical trade that Keith Smith put on there. I just read you guys the Mathurin, Zach LaVine one. Trade three. This is one that I've been kind of saying to you for like a while. I thought we're going to get a first round pick from Memphis, and that would be sweet, because Ja's going to be coming back soon. But Brandon Clark, which I don't like his contract is big, but it's decent value. 4 years, $50 million for him. And then Luke Kennard at $30 million over the next 2 years with a second-year team option. And a first-round pick for DeMar DeRozan and Javon Carter. That's a trade that I kind of dig for getting the first-round pick from Memphis, because they have a lot. I mean, again, I highly doubt they would give us an unprotected first round, maybe a top three if we were to get lucky for 2024, but because they have their picks. But I don't think that would happen. Trade four is Dyson Daniels and Kira Lewis Jr. and a first-round pick from Milwaukee via New Orleans for Alex Caruso. That
might be the only one that I don't like that much.
So you don't, I don't know how I feel about the Kira Lewis Jr. and the Dyson Daniels and the first-round pick from Milwaukee for Caruso. I'm not doing that trade.
At that point, I'd rather just keep the headband bandit.
Right. Trade five, Isaac Okoro for Ayo Dosunmu and Dalen Terry.
Yeah, I'd do that one too in a heartbeat. Although Ayo obviously is a little harder to let go, but just to see Dalen Terry somehow salvage something worth of value before his contract extension is up again and they decide not to pick it up the next time.
They can't, right?
I don't know. I mean, you let him sit there and wait on it until the last day this year. And he's been in street clothes more times than not. Obviously, he did see the floor tonight for, I believe, 4 minutes. But
he did. It was 4 minutes, dude. And he had a rebound.
He had a rebound. That's about half of what Pat did on the glass. So maybe he does have a future in the league.
All right. Now people are going to start talking about him about the next. He's like the next fucking. Well, I can't say Kawhi. Who's Dalen? What do they call that? Archetype. We have a fucking archetype. So stupid.
I don't know what the thing is. Like Drew Holiday. Like he's just going to be the best, most active defender, and he's a secondary ball handler. I don't know. That's all I got for you.
That was very generous of you. All right, you got any closing words before we get out of here for tonight, man? We're at the half-hour mark. The Bulls win. We talked some shit, had a good time.
Zach, DeMar, feel free to continue to sit down. Enjoy your in-season vacation, traveling with the team. And Bulls don't win too many games, but let's keep it interesting because tonight was fun. I will give you that.
All right, man. Well, we'll be back next game. If I already got who they play. New Orleans. We'll be back on Saturday, right? Or maybe, it's the weekend. I'm a wild card. That's me, guys. That's all me on the weekends. I'm a wild card over here.
Buzz has a lot of yard work to do every weekend, rain, sleet, or snow. So
dude, I know.
Sometimes he just goes to bed early. And
I'm chopping wood, dude. I got a new axe.
He turns the heated garage on just to chop wood in the garage.
I chop it in the backyard. We'll see you on Saturday or something. Let's go Bulls. Trade Zach.